Star Wars The Clone Wars. You all know it, and if you haven't seen it, what are you even doing here? There's a lot of really good, a little bit of bad, but plenty of great episodes all around. But not every episode was created equal. Ranking the show was difficult because there are so many good episodes. So if your favorite was a bit lower than you expect, I'm sorry, but anything in the top 120 is good in my opinion. So I'll do my best to quickly and effectively rank every episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars from 133 to 1, starting now. Coming in at last at spot 133, I'm sure very few people are going to be surprised by this, you have Season 1, Episode 6, Downfall of a Droid. This one's got really bad animation, the characters are super stiff, there's bad dialogue, and it's just not that interesting. At spot 132, you have Season 1, Episode 7, Duel of the Droids. You got everything that's bad from the episode before it, except there's just a little bit more action. 130, you have Season 7, Episode 7, Dangerous Debt. And the reason these are so low is it's seriously just the biggest waste of an episode in this entire show. It could have been merged with Season 7, Episode 8, and basically nothing would change. You have maybe one or two important scenes in this whole episode, and it just had to take up time in Season 7. Coming in at 129, you have Season 7, Episode 6, Deal No Deal. Just merge it with Episode 3. Seriously, this arc could have been 2 episodes, and no one would be complaining about it. Coming in at spot 128, you have Season 5, Episode 11, A Sunny Day in the Void. Is this seriously George Lucas's favorite arc? I mean, honestly, watching paint dry would be a pretty similar viewing experience. Coming in at 127, you have Season 5, Episode 10, Secret Weapons. I'm sorry, I just really don't care about the droids, but hey, that's Commander Neo! At the 126th spot, you have Season 5, Episode 13, Point of No Return. This one has the exact same issues as the last 2 rankings, but at least there were some better stakes. Coming in at 125, you have Season 1, Episode 12, The Gungan General. I'm not a huge Jar Jar hater, but yeah, he's pretty obnoxious in this one. But, I mean, hey, Hondo's peak as always. Coming in at 124, you have Season 7, Episode 5, Gone with a Trace. Genuinely, why was this arc chosen for Season 7? Why? At 123, you have Season 3, Episode 8, Evil Plans. There's nothing really wrong with this one. I've just made it clear that droids messing around for entire episodes just isn't really why I'm watching this show. At 122, you have Season 6, Episode 9, The Disappeared, Part 2. There's some really cool concepts in this one, but the chase scene just isn't that engaging, and yeah, Jar Jar. At 121, you have Season 7, Episode 8, Together Again. I guess at least stuff happened in this one. At 120, you have Season 4, Episode 2, Gungan Attack. The water arc is a really cool concept, but I just wasn't invested in the whole Prince versus Shark guy thing. At 119, you have Season 6, Episode 8, The Disappeared Part 1. The Temple of Doom vibes were awesome. It is an enjoyable episode if you just turn your brain off and enjoy. And yeah, Mace Windu's pretty sick. Coming in at 118, you have Season 4, Episode 3, Prisoners. I really remember this arc being longer as a kid, and I just lost investment in this arc by this episode. At 117, you have Season 4, Episode 1, Water War. It's a fascinating concept and decent action, but yeah, just not that invested. Coming in at 116, you have Season 5, Episode 8, Bound for Rescue. The Youngling arc, it just went on far too long, and it probably could have just been the one standalone episode. Coming in at 115, you have Season 5, Episode 9, A Necessary Bond. It's the same thing as the last ranking. At 114, you have Season 5, Episode 7, A Test of Strength. It's cool seeing them build their lightsabers. I admit it. At the 113th spot, you have Season 4, Episode 6, Nomad Droids. It's a really odd episode, but it has some fun moments. At the 112th spot, you have Season 4, Episode 14, A Friend in Need. I'm just not a big fan of the Lux dude, and, like, seriously, did he think working with Death Watch was a good idea? At 111, you have Season 4, Episode 5, Mercy Missions. It's the same thing as Nomad Droids, but Commander Wolf! It's Commander Wolf! Oh my god, Commander Wolf! At 110, you have Season 1, Episode 9, Cloak of Darkness. It's cool action, and dang, is this seriously a kid show? At the 109th spot, you have Season 4, Episode 20, Bounty. There's some really good character work with Ventress and some cool concepts, but overall, just not my cup of tea. At 108, you have Season 1, Episode 14, Defenders of Peace. It's the early foundation for the anti-war messaging in this show, but it's a little too on the nose. They figure it out later. At 107, you have Season 2, Episode 3, Children of the Force. I still don't really understand what Palpatine's long-term goals were with the kids, but there's some really good lore building in this one. At the 106th spot, you have Season 1, Episode 18, Mystery of the Thousand Moons. The mystery started off really cool, and there's some good stakes, but it was a little bit of a letdown at the end, but it's a fun race against time. Coming in at 105, you've Season 1, Episode 4, Destroy Malevolence. It's just a fun action episode. It's got good character moments. Not too many complaints. At 104, you have Season 1, Episode 13, Jedi Crash. There's some cool action set pieces, especially at the beginning, and yeah, it's the introduction to the anti-war messaging that's found later in the show. At spot 103, you have Season 2, Episode 4, Senate Spy. It's an interesting episode that kicked off one of the greatest arcs in the show. Coming in at 102, you have Season 1, Episode 2, Rising Malevolence. It's a really solid follow-up to the premiere episode. At spot 101, you have Season 1, Episode 17, Blue Shadow Virus. I just love the Doctor. He talks funny. I like that. And coming in at the 100 spot, you've Season 1, Episode 10, Lair of Grievous. It's pretty cool look into how Grievous lives, but damn, they really didn't have to do the clones like that. Coming in at spot 99, rest in peace, Season 5, Episode 3, Frontrunners. I'm not a huge fan of this arc, but I really like the parallels with real-life insurgencies. At spot 98, you have Season 2, Episode 21, R2 Come Home. It's a decent episode in an arc that's kind of quiet as a finale for Season 2. At spot 97, you have Season 2, Episode 22, Lethal Trackdown. Plo Koon, he's sick. That's all I have to say. At number 96, you have Season 5, Episode 4, The Soft Wars. It's a good episode in a good arc. Number 95, you have Season 5, Episode 2, A War on Two Fronts. Dang, we really couldn't have guessed how much Saw Gerrera would be milked in the future. At the 94th spot, you have Season 5, Episode 5, Tipping Points. It's a pretty good ending to a pretty good arc. At number 93, you have Season 2, Episode 20, Death Trap. I really get where Boba's coming from, but dude, do you really think you can take out one of the strongest Jedi ever? At number 92, you have Season 2, Episode 11, Lightsaber Lost. It's some really solid character work for Ahsoka in this one. At the 91st spot, you have Season 3, Episode 4, Sphere of Influence. I really enjoy the political episodes, especially as an adult. And rounding out the top 90, you have Season 3, Episode 7, Assassin. I really enjoy seeing Ahsoka come into her own. At number 89, you have Season 3, Episode 11, Pursuit of Peace. I really don't remember Season 3 having this many political episodes. It's really good stuff, though. Number 88, you have Season 2, Episode 2, Cargo of Doom. Cad Bane, what an awesome character. And also Rip Denal. At number 87, you have Season 1, Episode 11, Dooku Captured. I just love Hondo and the interactions between Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Dooku. At number 86, you have Season 2, Episode 15, Senate Murder. Padme kicks ass. Why does he look like that? At spot 85, you have Season 3, Episode 9, Hunt for Zero. Hey, that's Quinlan Voss. At spot 84, you have Season 3, Episode 6, The Academy. This kids show is really teaching kids about politics in a way they can understand. A show really ahead of its time. At spot 83, you have Season 1, Episode 3, Shadow of Malevolence. I really like the Starfighter stuff in the Nebula, and I just can't really explain why. At spot 82, you have Season 3, Episode 5, Corruption. Seriously, how did this show get away with such mature messaging? It's great. At number 81, you have Season 2, Episode 17, Bounty Hunters. It's Kurosawa in space. You can't really go wrong with that. At spot 80, you have Season 4, Episode 4, Shadow Warrior. Man, Anakin really fumbled the bag there. At spot 79, you have Season 3, Episode 10, Heroes on Both Sides. This episode really changed how I thought about war as a kid. Such a unique idea to pull off in a space fantasy show for kids. Coming in at 78, you have Season 2, Episode 18, The Zillo Beast. It's Godzilla in space. At number 77, you have Season 6, Episode 5, An Old Friend. I really think the Clovis arc in Season 6 is underrated. At number 76, you have Season 2, Episode 1, Holocron Heist. Is there anyone outside of Cad Bane that's pulling this off? At 75, you have Season 4, Episode 16, Friends and Enemies. It's the weakest episode in a great arc, but it's still filled with fantastic character moments. Number 74, Season 3, Episode 21, Padawan Lost. This is where Ahsoka really comes into her own. She really out here carrying hard for her team. At 73, you got Season 2, Episode 9, Grievous Intrigue.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
At the 72nd spot, it's Season 2, Episode 14, Duchess of Mandalore. It's more political espionage. They always nail these ones. At spot 71, it's Season 6, Episode 6, The Rise of Clovis. I'm telling you, this arc is underrated, and seeing Clovis try to make things right really hurts because you know he's just yet another pawn. And at 70, it's Season 5, Episode 1, Revival. Seriously, this show is not for kids. And Hondo! At spot 69, insert bad joke here, Season 4, Episode 18, Crisis on Naboo. What a wild plan. There's some really unique action in this one. At 68, it's Season 1, Episode 21, Liberty on Ryloth. Mace Windu, baby! And dang, Ryloth really can't catch a break. And at spot 67, you have Season 3, Episode 14, Witches of the Mist. The Night Sister stuff is always awesome, and wait, is that Delta Squad? And at 66 is Season 3, Episode 3, Supply Lines. It's a really underrated episode, and rip Captain Keeley. At 65, it's Season 1, Episode 19, Storm over Ryloth. It's the real start of Ahsoka's development into becoming a true Jedi. At 64, Season 1, Episode 20, Innocence of Ryloth. I really wish we got more Waxer and Boyle in the show. 63, Season 2, Episode 12, The Mandalore Plot. I love me a good old Obi-Wan arc, and the Mandalore lore goes crazy. 62, Season 2, Episode 16, Cat and Mouse. Submarine movie in space. It's a really, really great time. At 61, Season 4, Episode 19, Massacre. Perhaps some of the most creative action in Star Wars. And yeah, that's what the droids could do if they weren't being held back. It's spot 60, Season 3, Episode 19, Counterattack. The Citadel arc is just, it's so solid. You gotta love a good prison break. At 59, it's Season 7, Episode 3, On Wings of Kirdax. Echo's back, baby. At 58, it's Season 7, Episode 2, Distant Echo. The last domino will not fall. Spot 57, it is Season 7, Episode 4, Unfinished Business. Echo got a serious buff, and I was skeptical of him joining the Bad Batch, and in hindsight, it was a great choice. At 56, Season 1, Episode 1, Ambush. It's a really strong start for the show, and I just love that they start humanizing the clones right off the bat. 55, Season 7, Episode 1, The Bad Batch. I still can't believe this show came back, and it just looks so damn good. At 54, it's Season 5, Episode 12, Missing in Action. Gregor is hard carrying here. At 53, it's Season 3, Episode 22, Wookiee Hunt. It's the day Ahsoka really became the GOAT. 52, Season 6, Episode 7, Crisis at the Heart. For the Republic. At 51, it is Season 4, Episode 13, Escape from Kadavo. Seeing slavers lose it all, it's a special feeling. At 50, it is Season 2, Episode 19, The Zillo Beast Strikes Back. It's one of the few times Palpatine showed true fear, and you can just tell the Beast does not like Palpatine. At 49, Season 4, Episode 11, Kidnapped. Obi-Wan's rage bait as cover while Anakin and Ahsoka defuse bombs around the city, it's just great. At 48, it is Season 4, Episode 12, Slaves of the Republic. This is a great Anakin episode. At 47, it is Season 2, Episode 6, Weapons Factory. It's the weakest episode of a great arc. Still good Ahsoka and Anakin stuff in this one. At spot 46, it's Season 1, Episode 15, Trespass. This one is an extremely underrated episode in my opinion. Rex is awesome, and the themes of colonization are really great. At 45, it's Season 1, Episode 22, Hostage Crisis. Cad Bane, he's just so cool, and Anakin proves he gets the job done even without his lightsaber. At 44, it is Season 2, Episode 13, Voyage of Temptation. Fantastic Anakin and Obi-Wan moments, as well as a super cool concept. At 43, Season 5, Episode 6, The Gathering. Insane lore building. 42, Season 3, Episode 13, Monster. I still can't believe they did Savage's brother like that. Good introduction to a really unique villain. 41, Season 3, Episode 12, Night Sisters. It's the introduction of a unique and fascinating side of Star Wars lore. 40, Season 3, Episode 20, Citadel Rescue. It's a great finale to a great arc. 39, Season 4, Episode 21, Brothers. Insane vibes in this episode. This is exactly how you bring back a dead character. 38, Season 4, Episode 22, Revenge. Maul is back, and he's way better than he was in the movies. 37, Season 6, Episode 10, The Lost Ones. This episode greatly enhances both Episodes 2 and 3. 36, Season 6, Episode 1, The Unknown. A large-scale use of Alfred Hitchcock's Bomb Under the Table, but the episode leaves enough room for mystery since we're left questioning why Tup executed Order 66 early. At 35, it is Season 5, Episode 15, Shades of Reason. Maul's plan to overthrow Mandalore comes to fruition, and the Maul vs. Pre-Vizsla fight slaps. 34, Season 4, Episode 15, Deception. A unique arc where Obi-Wan goes undercover. Obi-Wan really shines in every episode, and seeing Anakin process his grief, meanwhile, we know that Obi-Wan is alive, enhances the first 3 episodes. 33, Season 5, Episode 14, Eminence. Really cool that Maul's plan works in this arc. He was basically bred in a lab to be a crime boss. 32, Season 3, Episode 18, The Citadel. Really great concept, and the methods the Jedi use to break into the Citadel shows how difficult it is to get inside. 31, Season 4, Episode 17, The Box. Seeing these unique bounty hunters work through their challenges was cool, but the best part is seeing Obi-Wan do his best to help everyone survive without blowing his cover. 30, Season 4, Episode 8, The General. General Krell's odd tactics are introduced here, and the seeds of the clones' mutiny are planted. 29, Season 5, Episode 17, Sabotage. The first episode of one of Clone Wars' greatest arcs, and it establishes the context for the rest of the arc. 28, Season 6, Episode 2, Conspiracy. A lot of twists and turns as Fives starts to uncover the plot that we already know the end result of, but it's intriguing to find out how Fives connects the dots. 27, Season 3, Episode 2, Arc Troopers. Rip 99, he was a true soldier. 26, Season 1, Episode 16, Hidden Enemy. As a kid, I never understood Slick, but as I get older, my sympathy for him grows. This is the first time we see the ethics of the clone army get called into question. 25, Season 4, Episode 7, Darkness on Umbara. The first episode's in a great arc, and Umbara's environment is incredibly unique. 24, Season 1, Episode 5, Rookies. The first time we get a clone-focused episode, we get to know each clone as a true individual. 23, Season 3, Episode 16, Altar of Mortis. The middle episode of one of my favorite arcs, where the mystery of Mortis continues to evolve, and the sun just gets more and more creepy. 22, Season 5, Episode 16, The Lawless. Such a good Obi-Wan episode, and Maul is captivating in every single scene. 21, Season 2, Episode 10, The Deserter. The episode that really challenges Captain Rex's worldview and our view of the clones. 20, Season 2, Episode 7, Legacy of Terror. It's borderline a horror episode, and honestly, I'm just surprised Clone Wars didn't go down the horror route more often. 19, Season 3, Episode 1, Clone Cadets. Personally, this is one of my favorites. Seeing what clones go through before they make it to the battlefield was special. And yeah, 99 is just one of the best characters in the show, with just 12 minutes of screen time. 18, Season 2, Episode 8, Brain Invaders. It's the thing in space. Clone Wars just nails it. 17, Season 3, Episode 17, Ghosts of Mortis. Honestly, an insane end to a wild arc that cuts to the core of Anakin's destiny. And yes, the episode confirms that Anakin is the chosen one, not Luke, and especially not Rey. 16, Season 2, Episode 5, Landing at Point Rain. Action-packed episode that is exciting from beginning to end. 15, Season 6, Episode 3, Fugitive. Fives continues to unravel the mystery, but it hurts knowing that Fives won't be able to stop what's coming. 14, Season 5, Episode 18, The Jedi Who Knew Too Much. The first episode of the arc where Ahsoka's beliefs and skills are really put to the test. 13, Season 6, Episode 11, Voices. Yoda starts his incredible journey to becoming a Force ghost. 12, Season 5, Episode 19, To Catch a Jedi. Ahsoka is tested more and more as she's forced to work with Ventress. 11, Season 6, Episode 12, Destiny. Yoda's journey becomes even more odd and confusing as he travels to places we have never seen, and the episode explores the Force on a new level. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the top 10, and this was probably the hardest part of the video to do just because every single episode in the top 10 is almost perfect in its own way. At number 10 is Season 6, Episode 4, Orders. It's probably one of the hardest episodes to watch. The viewer wants Fives to warn the Jedi and succeed so bad, but we know that just can't happen. And even though the audience starts to expect Fives' death, it still hurts. At number 9, it's Season 3, Episode 15, Overlords. A stellar introduction to an arc that delves deep into the lore of the Force. We also got our confirmation that Anakin is the chosen one. As a kid, I struggled to understand this arc, but my appreciation of it has grown with time. The mystical Force episodes in the Clone Wars are always going to be high for me. At number 8 is Season 7, Episode 10, Phantom Apprentice. The middle episode in the best arc of Clone Wars. We also get the best lightsaber duel in the entire series. It honestly feels so wrong to put this episode so low, but that just goes to show how many perfect episodes this show has. At number 7 is Season 5, Episode 20, The Wrong Jedi. An episode with great action, but the best part is obviously the final scene. This episode challenges both Anakin and Ahsoka's beliefs, and in the end, Ahsoka does the right thing and walks away from the Jedi. At the time of its release, this was possibly the series finale of the show, and honestly, it wouldn't be the worst way to end things off. Number 6, Season 4, Episode 10, Carnage of Krell. The clones enter uncharted territory as they finally confront Krell about his actions. It takes one of the most devastating scenes in the show that hits you like a bus, especially because we've seen the bond the clones have with one another. This episode turned Krell into one of the most hated characters in Star Wars. This is the episode where Rex finally realized that there could be more to his life than just being a captain in the clone army. At number 5 is Season 4, Episode 9, Plan of Descent. The clones show the true extent of their ingenuity as Rex's code is challenged by his men and by Krell. This episode looks fantastic, and the tension between the clones and Krell is a really unique dynamic. At number 4 is Season 7, Episode 9, Old Friends Not Forgotten. The music, the final Clone Wars introduction, Anakin's entrance, Anakin and Ahsoka's reunion, Ahsoka getting her sabers, the assaults on Mandalore, and the chase for Maul. This episode feels like the first act in a great film that has no flaws. At number 3 is Season 6, Episode 13, Sacrifice, the original end to the series. Honestly, if the show ended here, it would still be one of the best finales to a show. We finally get answers about the process of becoming a Force ghost, and we see Yoda begin to understand that his purpose is not to win the Clone War, but to win against evil. And I also think this is the point where Yoda realized the Jedi were most likely doomed in the short run, but he also discovered that there is hope beyond the war. And that final shot, that music, perfection. Coming in at number 2 is Season 7, Episode 11, Shattered. This episode feels like you're riding a train that is about to go over a cliff, but you know that there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop what will happen. We've seen Order 66 portrayed so many times, but no other portrayal captures the raw stress and emotional weight that this episode does. The music is haunting, always reminding the audience member of what will happen. And when it does, seeing Rex, the greatest clone, struggle to fight off the effects of the chip before snapping and attempting to kill one of his closest friends, it's just perfection. But this episode is second to only one other. Number 1, Season 7, Episode 12, Victory and Death. No media has ever caused such a visceral reaction from me. You know how great the animation is, how great the action is, how great the music is, and how big the impact is. I don't need to say it. What I will say is that this is one of the few works of art that has made me cry. Alone in my basement on May 4th, 2020 at 1:18 a.m. I didn't sleep that night, and I don't think I got that episode or this series out of my mind for at least a week. The fact that we got to experience this episode is a gift in and of itself. And this episode will stand as possibly the greatest end to the greatest television series ever made. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider giving it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and seriously, let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. I'd love to have some good discussions. I know there may be some controversial takes in this video. I understand. This video is hard to make. There are so many good episodes. Pretty much anything in the top 20 had an argument for the first spot. And pretty much anything other than probably the bottom 5 episodes are actively really good. So this was tough to make. If you made it all the way to the end here, I really appreciate it. This YouTube channel, it's really near and dear to my heart, and I don't have a lot of time to make videos, but when I do have time, I really enjoy making them. So if you could subscribe and like the video, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one.